Once upon a time, in the heart of Africa, there lived a wealthy and respected businessman named Ebuka. Despite his riches and influence, he felt an emptiness in his life. He had no wife to share his wealth with. Ebuka was determined to marry a virtuous woman, someone untouched, pure, and intelligent. For years, he searched. He attended festivals, visited distant cities, and consulted with elders, but none of the women met his high standards. One day, while visiting a neighboring town, he met Kelechi, a young, beautiful, and intelligent woman. Kelechi was everything he had prayed for. She was a teacher, known for her kindness and wisdom. Ebuka was smitten and wasted no time in proposing. Ebuka proposed marriage to Kelechi. Kelechi, though hesitant at first, agreed after seeing his sincerity and kind heart. The wedding was the talk of the region. Bright colors, traditional drummers, and joyous Igbo cultural dancers filled the air. Kelechi, dressed in rich Igbo traditional outfit, adorned with beads and gold, stood proudly beside her husband. Everyone praised the union of love and tradition. Their marriage was blissful, and soon they were blessed with children. First came a daughter, then another, and finally a fourth daughter. Ebuka loved his family, doting on his girls and sharing his wealth generously. For 7 years, their home was filled with laughter and happiness. As time passed, whispers began to reach Ebuka's ears. According to his family tradition, a man's legacy could only continue through a male heir. Though Kelechi had given him 4 beautiful daughters, he began to feel restless. One night, as they sat in their luxurious living room, he expressed his desire for another child, a son. Kelechi, a smile fading, gently explained, "My dear, I have had all my children through cesarean operations. My doctor says I should not try again." But Ebuka was adamant. "Kelechi, you know our customs. A man without a son has no future. Think about it." Kelechi pleaded, but he refused to listen. Over the following months, he grew distant, spending less time at home. One day, rumors reached Kelechi that her husband was seeing another woman. At first, she dismissed them. "He wouldn't do that to me," she thought. But soon, she found undeniable proof. A note in his pocket from a young woman named Bimpe. When confronted, Ebuka confessed. "Bimpe is carrying my child," he said coldly. "If you cannot give me a son, I must find someone who can." Ebuka also said Bimpe had to move into the mansion. After a couple of days, heartbroken Kelechi was forced to leave the mansion with her 4 daughters by wicked relatives and Ebuka's kingsmen. She had no job, no savings, and no idea of how to survive as she resigned her teaching job to take care of her children. With nowhere else to go, Kelechi rented a small 1-room apartment in a poor neighborhood. To feed her children, she began hawking food on the streets. Her eldest daughter, Mercy, just 7 years old, helped her mother with cooking and selling. Despite their struggles, Kelechi never let her daughters feel unloved. You are my pride, she would tell them daily. Never let anyone make you less because you're girls. Years passed, and Kelechi's hard work began to pay off. Mercy excelled in school and won a full scholarship to study abroad. The second daughter, Chioma, entered the lottery and won a US visa lottery. With their newfound opportunities, the girls promised to uplift their family. Mercy and Chioma found work abroad and sent money to help their other siblings. Soon, the third and fourth daughters joined their sisters overseas. Together, they built a better life for themselves and their mother. One sunny afternoon, Kelechi, now older and still hardworking, sat outside her small home. A luxurious car suddenly pulled up, and out stepped four elegant young women. They were her daughters, now successful and confident. "Surprise! Mama!" they shouted, revealing the keys to a new house and a sleek car. Kelechi burst into tears, overwhelmed with gratitude. "You have made me the happiest mother ever," she said, embracing them. Meanwhile, Ebuka's life had taken a turn for the worse. His second wife, Bimpe, had squandered all his wealth and disappeared. The son she claimed to be his turned out to belong to another man. Alone and penniless, he regretted his actions. One day, he heard about his daughter's successes and return from overseas and decided to seek their forgiveness. Ebuka arrived unannounced at Kelechi's new home. As Ebuka knelt down before his wife and four daughters, his once proud shoulders slumped with the weight of regret. Tears streamed down his face as he begged for their forgiveness, his voice trembling with remorse. His wife, Kelechi, studied him in silence. Years of pain reflected in her eyes. His daughters, now grown, exchanged uncertain glances, their hearts torn between resentment and the longing for a father's love. Kelechi finally spoke, her voice steady but filled with emotion. "Ebuka, forgiveness is not given with the words alone. It must be proven through actions." Ebuka nodded fervently. "I will spend the rest of my life making things right," he vowed. After a long silence, his eldest daughter stepped forward. "We won't forget the past, but maybe we can try to heal." One by one, they embraced him, their hearts still fragile but open to the possibility of a reconciliation. The sun dipped below the horizon, casting a golden glow over the family as they took their first steps towards healing. For the first time in years, Ebuka felt whole, not because of wealth or influence, but because he had regained the love of his family and those that mattered the most to him. And as the wise word says, what the wind rejects, the heart embraces and makes flourish. He who abandons the stream may one day thirst for its waters. Thank you for watching. If you have learned something from this story, kindly like, subscribe, and share with others.